This week, I have been very busy kicking off a new Webflow website build for a cool accounting firm I am working with. And it really got me thinking how when I started my business here, a marketing consultancy about 5 years ago, I was really just running by the seat of my pants when I tell you I had no streamlined SOP-like process to kick projects off smoothly. I was thinking from scratch in my head about all the different tasks that were going to need to go into a project. And I remember on one project particularly, I had just like a paralysis in the sense that I didn't even know what to do to get started. But that is the exact opposite as I've gotten more experienced and comfortable running my business. Whereas now when it comes time to kick off a project, it literally takes me an hour and a half or so, and we're off to the races running. Everything is very organized, streamlined, and it's just on autopilot essentially. So in this video, I want to run you through exactly how I kick off website projects. This way, if you're a fellow freelancer or consultant like myself, you'll have an exact process you can copy and paste and of course customize to your own workflow. And if you're a prospective client watching this video, I think it's going to be helpful because you really want to ensure that your freelancer or even an agency team, if you're going the agency route, has a streamlined SOP-like process to kick projects off, because I can tell you a lot is communicated in the first 48 hours or so of a new website project. And if you don't have a good project process to kick off the project, then it's almost certainly going to end in disaster and be way longer than you signed up for. So in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain, show you what the sales process typically looks like before I even kick off a project, because that is key for actually getting things off to a smooth start as well. Then I'll show you how I onboard new clients into my project management tool of choice called Basecamp. And then finally, I'll run you through what the entire research and strategy phase of a website build looks like, because I still do view this as part of the entire kickoff phase. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent full stack marketing strategist working with my clients on brand strategy engagements, web design and development projects, and ongoing marketing retainers. All right, so let's take a quick step back and talk about the sales process here. So in this case, this client came to me via a referral for an agency I used to work for. Very grateful for that. And because of that, they were relatively pre-sold, which generally happens anytime you get a referral. That's why we love them. We only had one meeting, and then I sent him over the proposal. I then sent him over a contract as well, tailored to his website project for his accounting firm. And then finally, on top of that, I sent over the first invoice, which essentially serves as the deposit for the project. Took about 48 hours to handle the paperwork, 1 to 2 business days, and then the project was signed and scheduled in my calendar. So this was about as smooth as a sales process as you really get. But I think the key thing here is for both parties, you want to establish quick turnaround times even in the sales process. This sets the tone for the working relationship. So he wanted to get started right away, and I sent him over a proposal about 2 business days later. That kind of communicates how I plan to work. Now, when it goes to actually setting the project up, like I said, I have a project management tool called Basecamp. The reason why I use Basecamp is because compared to other popular project management tools like Asana or ClickUp, both of which I've used in the past, I was simply never able to get my clients to actually use them, which kind of defeated half the point. Now, I do like the simplicity of Basecamp. I also actually liked how it looks a little slightly outdated. I think it's like a nice little throwback, if you will. And then finally, though, what really sold me on Basecamp is just the fact that I just need to pay $15 per month for my own self, and then I can bring in any contractors who I might be hiring on a project, and I can also add unlimited clients, and I don't get billed for that. So compared to the other project management tools, which can dramatically inflate in price as your team or client roster base goes, Basecamp is just $15 a month. So that's why I love it. That's why I use it. I've done a video in the past going over exactly how I set that up. But the key thing to know with Basecamp is that you can have project templates. So this way, when a client signs a new website project build, I'm able to just one click install the project template. I will then record a quick screen recording tutorial welcoming my clients into Basecamp. Let me show you my screen now, because that way I can walk you through the key parts of getting the project onboarded within the first 24 hours. hours. All right, so now you're looking at the project template that I will one-click install for any new website build here in Basecamp. I'm not going to walk you through everything in Basecamp. Rather, we're just going to be focused on the client management, kickoff, onboarding type tasks. And then, like I said, I'll also run you through exactly what goes down during the research and strategy phase. So these, as you can see, these are like internal tasks for me, both the client management as well as the website project kickoff task list here. So this is just admin stuff, ensuring the proposal and contract is signed and saved in Google Drive from Bonsai. Then I will also create a Google Drive folder. We'll send the initial deposit or make sure it's paid, get access to the client accounts as needed. So these are the items I need access to typically. Then I also have a logins and passwords spreadsheet that I will send over. Then I'm creating a website assets folder, creating a website inspiration mood board, onboarding contractors if needed, if I'm working with anyone or hiring anyone. Then adding deliverables from proposal into relevant lists. That's where I talk about needing to customize this project template for the specific client project in question. And then I have a welcome to Basecamp message and a project kickoff message. And then you'll see here, I need to schedule that discovery meeting. So that means sending them a link to my Calendly so they can select a day and time that's going to be convenient for them. Again, the kickoff message, the welcome to Basecamp message, an update message later on in the week, and then ultimately scheduling the strategy presentation where that's where we're going to review everything in this research and discovery phase. So that's going to be me doing discovery work on their business, their industry, and their market. I'm also going to be doing some research on their competitors. Typically, I'll ask the client to send me a list over of their top competitors, but then I also will always do my own research to find out relevant competitors that maybe they're not even aware of. Then I'll also review their SEO rankings and their marketing analytics once they share that with me. And then I'll also do a PPC opportunity report or a Google Ads forecast, essentially. This way, I'm mostly working with professional service-based companies. Typically, I'll say if they want to get involved with paid advertising, that's going to be the first step they want to take. But because in this case, I'm actually doing the PPC Google Ads forecast, they'll know before they even spend any time considering that strategy, whether or not it might be worth it for their company. Then I will also audit their website. So this will mean doing an overall branding analysis, auditing their copy as well. Don't overlook the importance of your website copy. That is probably more important than the actual design itself in terms of conversion effectiveness. I'll also look at their website on mobile and tablet. I'll do a speed audit. Then we do a UX conversion effectiveness analysis, and I will summarize everything into a keynote presentation. That keynote presentation eventually becomes the strategy deck that we then review at the end of the strategy phase. This research and strategy process typically takes about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the scope of the project. But then everything is summarized, like I said, in that strategy presentation. That's our first big meeting. I do have one smaller meeting, the discovery meeting, midway through at the halfway point. And then once I present all the research and findings to the client, typically they find it to be very helpful. A lot of things they didn't even consider in the first place. That's the first half of the conversation. The second half, I will then present the strategy based on everything I tell them. If you want to see what this looks like, check out the numerous case studies I have here on this channel, because every single website build always starts with a strategy phase. If you work with me, it's not negotiable. Anyone who's telling you can go right into design is setting you up for failure. And then once they approve the strategy that I present, then we can actually move forward into the website design, the UX design, UI design, development, things of that nature. Now, if you're looking to build a new website for your company in Webflow and you would like to get my opinion on your project and potentially even work together, then I invite you to schedule a complimentary strategy call with myself. Check out the link in the description. There's an interactive 5-minute video form, which will give me all the key details I need to know about your project to see if we would be a good fit to work together. And if we are, you will be able to book a time directly on my calendar where we can set up a virtual Zoom consultation. So check out the link. Otherwise, if you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching. Bye.